YouTube, what's going on? I have a video for you tonight of a new product that seems to be just hitting the States. So let's take a look. It's a new Kyosho release, and for those of you JDM/JNC collectors, this is something you might like. It's a 4-car set from Kyosho, and it is for the Initial D. I believe they did a release of this years ago, and they are very expensive. The Tofu Panda Sprinter by itself has been selling on eBay upwards of, I've seen it anywhere from 90 to 120. And so this is an opportunity to get that car, although it's a newer release, but you can get this entire set for less than that. And I'll tell you how to do that as I open them here. I want to start by saying that the packaging is brilliant. Brilliant packaging. I think it's a really good chance that this is the nicest 1:64 scale die-cast packaging that I've ever come across. The artwork is incredible. The presentation is incredible. I do have one complaint about it, and I'll talk to you all about that. But let's take a look. I got the cellophane off of it. So it's similar to, in a way, it's kind of similar to some of the TLV stuff where it's almost like a book type of a package. So you have this cardboard box, and the artwork is just so cool. The colors are like deep and rich and really cool anime artwork with the Initial D franchise. And for those of you that are diecast enthusiasts, you know Initial D, when it comes to JDM, is right up there. You have Fast and Furious, which is probably more commonly known here in the US, and then in Japan, Initial D is probably, I know Fast and Furious is pretty global, but I'm pretty sure Initial D is right up there in Japan. They also have Mechanical Doctor, and these are anime series that are kind of rich in Japanese automotive. So here is the what would be the binding if it were a book. Would store fantastic on a bookshelf. There's the back of the packaging, and these are the 4 cars that are included. So you have a second and third gen Mazda Rx-7, you've got an R32 Skyline, and then of course the very famous Toyota AE86 Sprinter. There's all your product info. Here's all of your licensing info. You can see here it's a 2019 release. It's great to see Kyosho back releasing 1:64 scale diecast. It feels like it's been a long time. Here's the other end, so a little bit different. And then the front. Okay, so when you open up it up, you have on the inside cover, I don't really know much about Initial D, but from what I understand, this is a young man who, I'm not sure if it's his parents that own the restaurant, but there's a restaurant that he delivers for, and he somehow gets involved in, I guess, drifting. It's just become like a culture, almost like a, like a culture. where just very enthusiastic about the cars, and I just don't know enough about it to go in depth, but it's something to that effect. I know the building, there are kits that you can get for the building. There are 1:64 scale model kits of the restaurant that you can get and build, and I've thought about getting one because they look really cool. It's like a 2-story building. The restaurant's on the bottom, and it's got a little awning, and it's just really cool looking, and it would go great with the cars. But what's really good about this, and like I said, I only have one complaint about the packaging, but the presentation is just about as good as I've seen. And unlike the first release of these 4 cars, these 4 each have their own acrylic case. And I think the first time they did this, they were in bubbles, plastic bubbles. And so you have 4 cars, 4 stacked acrylic cases, and we are going to take them out, and we're going to take the cars out of the base, and we're going to take a close look at the cars. So I do hope that you all bear with me while I do this. I guess while I do this, I'll talk to you all about what you can do to own these. I got to try to find a way to open this box without tearing it. I most definitely do not want to damage this packaging. I really want to keep it all together because it is quite amazing. All right, so I got the top open with no issue. Wow, just beautiful the way that this is packaged. And I'll keep the packaging. I keep all my packaging anyways on all the import die-cast, whether it comes in an acrylic or a bubble, a little plastic bubble with a base. I keep all of it because, you know, if I ever move or if I decide to part ways with the die-cast, it's just easier for stowing it without damage. You know, these are premium detail cars, and so they are somewhat temperamental. So here's the R32 Skyline in black. Here is the Mazda Rx-7. There's the other Rx-7. And here is this is going to be the hot car of the set. The Toyota AE86. I think it's a Trueno. It is a Sprinter Trueno AE86. So, and I have this car from Kyosho. I just don't. Mine is from the Toyota release, so it's the same car, same colorway. I just don't have the writing on the side. All right, let's continue removing these cars. I guess I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. And as it turns out, that's possibly going to be... No, I really don't have an order of favorite on these. I like them all pretty much equally. I just know that as I do this, I want to be careful not to tear the cardboard, because even the cardboard has artwork. You can see the mountains there in the background. This R32 Skyline is insanely cool. I only have one other Kyosho R32 Skyline, and that is the silver one with the white wheels, which is my favorite. I like that one. I like that one better than this one, as much as I do like this one. And I don't know that I'm going to take this off the base, you guys. I mean, the thing with these black cars is they get marked up with your fingerprints, and it's a pain to get them back proper again. But we will take a look at all of these loose. By the way, your source to get your set. I'm sure all of you that are domestic like myself here in the US, you don't want to wait a month for it to ship from Japan. So my advice would be to go to the Toy Pimp. He got a few of these in, and I don't imagine he'll have them for too long. You know, those Honda Preludes went fast, especially all of the best colors. So the people that were late got stuck with the black and the blue. But, you know, I would definitely jump on it if you guys are interested in these, because they're not going to last, and the price that he has them at is very fair. If you are domestic in the U.S., you can get your 4-car set for $80 shipped. That's $20 a car shipped, which is less than what it would be to purchase the cars individually. And it's actually probably less than what it would be just to buy an average Kyosho. You know, finding Kyosho cars for $20 shipped isn't necessarily easy, especially with JDM cars. You know, the Ferraris they're just a lot more prevalent. There's a lot more of them out there. God, that just looks amazing. The license plate, the indicators look phenomenal. The paint, you can see that gloss black. You can see why I don't want to touch it. I mean, it's just flawless. The wheels look flawless. That is a gorgeous car. You know what? I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to take it off the base. That's just how I roll, you know? You know, there weren't a lot of people that did that when I started making videos. And now it seems like everybody does it. There weren't a lot of people that collected this type of stuff when I started making videos. And now it seems like there's a bunch of people. That is a good thing. That was part of my objective when starting the channels, because you know, it's frustrating to only be able to get this stuff from online. So the R32 is a good roller. It's not the best roller, but I'm not going to roll it all around because I don't want to get my fingerprints all over it. The stance on it is perfect. That license plate looks really good. It's just a very realistic looking die-cast car, and that's part of why I love Kyosho as much as I do, is because they do a great job replicating the models. The spoiler looks totally straight, something you don't necessarily see very much. Alright, I'm going to let you all take a look at that. While I get the next one out. I apologize for the below average camera angle. I didn't really plan for this very well. Anyways, if you want one of these sets while I open the next one, my recommendation would be to go to Instagram. Surely by now you guys all have Instagram accounts. If you don't, you know, I'm sorry to say, I feel like you're collecting wrong. Instagram is the digital mecca for diecast. It is the place to be. It's great for networking. You know, if there's something you're looking for, Instagram is just great. It's a great source. Good people. Okay, so this is the Mazda Rx-7 FD3S. This is a very well-known casting that Tomica Limited Vintage just brought out not that long ago. And I've never seen the Kyosho up close. This is my first time. I've seen pictures. From the pictures I've seen, I've always thought that the TLV was much nicer. But that almost goes without saying. But with that being said, this is still a very nice looking little car. Alright, so here's the RX-7, and you know, this one rolls a little bit better than the R32. Got a good stance. It's probably not as low as most of us would like, but it's no higher than the Tomica Limited Vintage. It's a nice little colorway. I love the graphics on these because they're subtle. It's enough to let you know what it is and what it's from, but not too much to make it too busy to where you don't want the car, you know. Yeah, that's a really nice roller. This looks a little off to me, this rear quarter angle. In fact, it is. It's definitely higher than... So the right side here is higher than this side, which means there's a little bit of lean to it. But the good thing about Kyosho, not all of them, but in this case, is that the bases are screwed on. So that'll be an easy fix. Or it should be an easy fix. All of these cars feature transparent lensed headlight inserts and tail lights, although this one, the tail lights, very hard to tell. So what that looks like to me is a separate piece that goes onto the back of the car that has the light lenses tampoed or painted maybe on the back of it. It's a good look. It's a very nice look. And the wheels on all four of these cars look really good. The wheels on these two cars look pretty similar, actually. They are different, but... Alright, let's take a look at the second gen RX-7, which is probably my favorite body style of the RX-7. And this is a car that I actually have from the original release. And I don't know what, if anything, was changed. When I grabbed these from the toy pimp, he wasn't sure. Some of the pictures, I guess, had the headlights up on this car, and it definitely doesn't have the headlights up. So I don't know if these are... I'm pretty sure these are the original toolings. And I'm pretty sure that they're the same toolings that Kyosho uses anytime they release one of these cars. So here is the second gen. And like I said, this body style here would be my favorite for the RX-7. And that just looks awesome. And again, the wheels look very similar to the other two. And so if any of you are more familiar with the Initial D franchise and you want to provide a bit more backstory, feel free to comment below. This car has lens headlights and taillights. I have the stock release of this casting from Kyosho as well, and the taillights on that one are a little bit different. It was, I believe this one here is the newer model where they changed the taillights, but the casting is the same. And the headlights are flip up, so it does have little lensed inserts. But as you can see, I don't know if those are the indicators or what, but that just looks fantastic. The license plates on these really do add quite a bit. Alright, the last car, and then we'll put the tripod away and look at these closely. This is obviously my favorite of the four, being that it's a Toyota, and I'm a huge Toyota enthusiast. And not only is this a Toyota, it's an awesome Toyota. And like I said, I actually have a couple of these AE86 castings from Kyosho. I have one from the original Toyota release, and then actually I have one from the original Toyota release, and then I have another one that was from the Corolla. Kyosho did a 3-car Toyota Corolla release, and there was a red Sprinter, a white Sprinter. I think the red one was the Levin, the white one was the Trueno. Maybe I have those backwards. And then there was a brand new Toyota AE8 or Toyota 86, which was known before as the Scion FRS. And that 3-car set, to purchase it right now, is about $100 if you can find it. I had the set. I ended up keeping the red Corolla. So I have that, and then I have one that looks very similar to this without the writing. All right, now I'm going to put the tripod away now that all these are loose. We can take a closer gander. All right. Okay, so here is the second generation Mazda Rx-7. It's a beautiful car. It's a beautiful casting. The sculpting is very nice looking. It's a very nice replica. Very nice representation of the car. All four of these have side view mirrors. They just have a ton of detail. I believe that actually, they all might have prototypical wheels. I don't know if these are OEM wheels or if these are aftermarket. I know on the Toyota they are stock, and I'm pretty sure the R32 is stock, but I think that the Mazdas could be stock as well. This casting has open windows, which is worth noting because if you have the stock Mazda release, it has side windows. Those are the differences between this release and that one. Is the taillights and the side windows. And obviously the wheels, because the stock wheels that come on this car are pretty cool looking. But that's a great looking car. All right, let's get this. Yeah, this doesn't really want to roll, but that's okay. I'm to the point now where I'm okay with static displays. So my camera struggles with black cars, but this is just a gem. Looks awesome. Yeah, I think for me, I like the Ken Mary Skylines the most, but as far as all of the modern Skylines, I think for me it would definitely be the R32. Possibly an R30. It would be between those two. So this is the GTR V Spec, and it looks amazing. And the initial D graphics are so subtle that they're almost hard to notice. Look at that car. Alright, here is the third gen RX-7. This is the one with the little stance issue. I am going to try to fix that. I should be able to, I think. I just need to take the base off, but you can see even here there's a little bit of a stance issue. I don't believe the wheels should be in that far. And Kyosho, that's a very, very, very uncommon issue. They almost always are spot on with their stance. See how this one just kind of leans? So we'll take a look at that and see if we can fix it. But other than that, the car looks awesome. I still definitely prefer the Tomica Limited Vintage. And then, of course, my favorite Tomica Limited Vintage has never done this car. So this is, without question, the nicest example of a 1/64 Corolla Trueno. And there's a lot of black, which creates a lot of shadow. But the wheels do look really good. Just standard 8-spoke wheels. And I believe those are stock wheels for this car. It's got a very nice stance, very proper. Painted indicators. And then on this side, you have the writing. And that's the difference between this one and the other one that I have, is the other one that I have does not have the font here on the door. For some reason, I thought this car had a black hood. I think the Tomica Basic has a black hood. Tomica released this car in their Basic line, and it's about a $15 car, which is a lot of money for a Tomica Basic. So, anyways, you guys, it's a great 4-car set for the price. You can't go wrong. It's a really good value, and you know they typically only ever go up in price. I'm not sure what the production quantity was. Let me see. Yeah, even if it is on the box, it's probably in Japanese, so I will not be able to tell. This product is an accurate scale model and not a toy. Yeah, it doesn't mention anything about production run. But it's a very cool set. and even if you just want 1 or 2 cars, I don't know if he's going to break up sets. He actually said he might. But if he does, you know, this is going to be the first one to go. So what I would recommend, because obviously if he breaks up the set, the individual cars are going to cost more. You know, it's going to cost him more to ship them. And so they're not going to be $20 a piece. But what I would do if I were you, and I only wanted 1 or 2 of these, is I would try to find a partner and find someone who wants the cars that you don't want, and then split the case. I've actually done that a time or 2 with the Toy Pimp, and it seemed to have worked out. So that is definitely an option. That yellow RX-7, it looks awesome from this angle. I just got to fix that stance issue. But, you know, it's a great 4-car set. And, you know, like I mentioned, this car here from the first release is about a $100 car. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be a $100 car. In fact, I think, if anything, this one coming out will reduce the value of that one. Although that one might have a black hood, which, if that were the case, then I don't think it'll change the value all that much. But the value's not going to go down. At $20 a car, you cannot go wrong with any Kyosho. You know, that's one thing about this type of diecast, whether it's Kyosho or Tomica Limited Vintage, even the other brands that are coming on the scene, like N064 and Tarmac, those Honda Preludes that were $20 or $25 from the Toy Pimp, they're going for like $35 now. And it's barely been a month. and they're already climbing in price. So these ones may not do that quite as much because these 4 cars already exist out there in the market, and those Honda Preludes did not. But like I said, the value will not go down, at least not at that price. So if you want a set, just give him a holler on Instagram. It's at the THE_toy_pimp. And just send him a direct message. Let him know that you saw the video here and that you want to grab your 4-car set. If you want individual cars, it wouldn't hurt to ask. If he's not breaking them up at this time, then he'll let you know that. But I would definitely let him know what you're interested in, because a lot of people, I had a lot of people contact me. When I say a lot, I mean probably 6 or 7, and that's not an exaggeration. I had about 6 or 7 people that commented or that contacted me on those Honda Preludes, and they just missed out. He still had the black ones, but you know, these were people that wanted the white one and the silver one and the red one, and those were the first to go. So don't be that guy on this set. It's a great set to have. So on that note, we're going to wrap up the video, but I appreciate you all for supporting the channel and watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts and comments below. If you have more information on the Initial D franchise, feel free to comment below and maybe give an explanation as to just the background story. And stay tuned in the next week or so. There will be some upcoming videos with some premium detailed diecast, a lot of it import, as well as a new layout that I'm working on. And I've spent a couple hours on it last night and earlier tonight, so that'll be pretty fun. So until next time, you guys take care, and give the Toy Pimp a holler. Get yourself one of these pretty nice little set. Oh, by the way, the one thing about the packaging I didn't like, I said there's one complaint that I have, and it's just the amount of the car that you can see. The presentation is great, so it's almost a catch-22, because you know, when the cars are in the cube and in the box, they look very, very nice. But it is kind of hard to look in and see the car. But considering how much packaging is on these things, it's actually not all that inhibiting. So anyways, can't go wrong. I'll talk to you all later. Have a good Friday. If I get this up on Friday night, have a good weekend, Memorial Day weekend. And I'll talk to you all at the next diecast video.